What's up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is in the storage Nitro cave. Nitro storage Nitro, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to my temporary cave for now. Place is supposed to be ready at the first of the month. So yes, I did spend a whole month, most of it, wrenching out of here. And that just goes to show you, if you're really serious about RC, Nitro, whatever it is, and you're really dedicated, you will do whatever you got to do by any means. Just because I had to do this temporarily wasn't going to stop me from wrenching. I mean, I may, like I said, if there's a will, there's a way. But welcome all, Muggy Maniacs, Truggy Maniacs, Buggy Maniacs, yeah, even Monster Truck Maniacs, and especially 5th scale Insaniacs, because those guys are crazy. You know, you got that new Max out that guys are having a blast with. By the way, shout out to Eastside RC. I was wondering if he was going to ever because he's just, I know he's busy and he's been building and building and building. And I know people are giving him a hard time, including me. And I even said, okay, is this guy building shelf queens? What's this guy doing? And John's representing this guy. This guy's not even running anything. But, you know, he is running his stuff, and I know he plans on running his stuff more. You know what I mean? So that just goes, sometimes you just, the proof is in the pudding. You know, people will say things and people, you know, will assume things, but you know what I mean? Everybody's innocent till proven guilty. It's supposed to be the other way around, but you know what I mean? So I always try to go by what are facts. I don't just give you people circumstantial evidence. I don't just say things. I don't just make videos and talk out my ass. I give you proof of what I do and what I teach, and more importantly, I apply it to you know, I apply it out there when I'm out there ripping my stuff. Okay, so I wish more people would do that. And I'm not saying that people don't run their stuff. I'm sure people run their stuff all the time. But how do we know? We don't ever see it on video. Like I said, one of the reasons 8th scale Nitro struggles is because there's not enough people putting up videos and encouraging people and helping new people out. People say they help new people out, but I never see it. I do, so I don't know how people can even criticize at all that the Muggy doesn't help people out. You've seen the last video, and that's not the only time I've done it. And that is from me having my, if you guys go on Facebook and look up Kurt Hernandez, okay, you'll see that I have an RC, that I offer RC services. And I've worked on, most of the time, I worked on garbage, man. I worked on so many Traxxas, and if I hated Traxxas really that bad, I mean, I do hate Traxxas, and I can't stand them. I think they're one of the biggest RC debacles in history, and they're one of the biggest black eyes, like I've said before, along with Horizon, but I worked on them. Yeah, people say, well, of course, people are paying you. It doesn't matter. I don't have to work on those things. The money is not about the money. It's about helping people out. And I use that opportunity of people that don't know any better that are running Traxxas. I use that as a window of opportunity for me to share with them what real Nitro is all about, especially when they see my whips. There's no Traxxas in my cave, any of my caves, or my storage, you know, whatever you want to call it now. But you know what I'm saying? I don't got no Traxxas. Do I have RTR scrub whip? Yeah, I have an RTR scrub whip, so I can say that. I can call it a scrub whip because that's what it is. Again, I don't know where people get the loss in translation or the selective hearing thing. How many times over and over does the Muggy beat people up and saying, because you have an RTR, it doesn't mean you're a scrub. It doesn't mean you're a joke. It doesn't mean, you know, you're a putz. You're whack or you're lame. It doesn't mean any of that. Okay? Scrub, when you look up the definition, what it says below it is noob or newbie. Now, all the other definitions it gives, you know, for the gaming thing or what it, that doesn't matter. I mean, some people, I guess, just need an encyclopedia. They don't get it. Like I said, when you go to high school and you're a freshman, 9th grade in high school, when they call you scrub, that doesn't mean it doesn't mean you're lame. It doesn't mean you're whack. It means what it means, that you're new. You're a newbie. Newbie, noob. Same thing. And I never said and never called anybody scrubs. Okay? I say it all the time. Just because you have an RTR doesn't mean you're scrub. It just means that vehicle, that whip, that ride, that 8-skill, whatever it is made for rookies, newbies, okay? It's not designed to race. It's not designed to win FMARS, roars. It's not designed to do any of that. It's designed for a brand new rookie, newbie, okay? Cut his teeth, get familiar with RC or Nitro, and then move on, okay? And again, people, oh, that's all I can afford. Well, okay, well, you work? Okay, well, can you work more hours? Can you work overtime? You know, maybe not get a second job. I have a second job on the weekends, you know. I just got done not too long ago. You know, I get up early on my weekends when I don't want to, just because I can, and because I want to be able to enjoy the hobby that I love, which is 8-skill Nitro. Okay? So once again, you have an RTR, doesn't mean you're a scrub, doesn't mean you're a rookie, doesn't mean none of that. It means that's what that's made for. Okay, it's made for the newbie. Look at this one. This is a badass RTR though. And I'm not saying RTRs are bad. I never said they suck. I never said that they're lame. I never ever said that. So people like to, fabricate the truth, or what I say. They like to take my words and they like to alter them and and make stuff up, twist my words. Okay, so yeah, I got it. Because I have an RTR does mean I'm a scrub? Hell no. Okay, just means I have one. So what? Big deal. Make the best of it, like I've said. Just don't expect too much. This is my entry. Look at my entry. This is an XTM 15-year-old RTR. They called it a stadium. It's what I call my muggy. This is my muggy. Okay, this thing's badass though. And I've seen a couple guys so far in this contest that I'm having enter some pretty badass shit. Like, you could take your RTR. Even though it is an RTR, no matter what I do to it, it's got some pretty serious upgrades, man. I got titanium, aluminum everywhere, carbon fiber. Look at that. Modified Rex Legend. This ain't no stock newbie motor. Okay? This ain't no rookie engine. So you can take your RTR, as long as you set it up right, long as, you know what I mean? And let me touch on this briefly. A lot of people want to take modified motors, or even take big blocks and just drop them in anything. Man, you're asking for problems. You need to prep your whip. You need to go over everything. Loctite everything you can. Stiffen up your diffs. Put 50 in front, 50 in rear to start out. 100 in the middle. Okay? Thicken your shock oils. I run on all my whips. I run 40 to 45 in the front and 50 in the back usually. The front, it varies. All vehicles are different, but I usually run 40, 45 in the front. Low-C. Okay, I only use low-C synthetic shock oil. And I use 50 in the rear. Chuggy, buggy, doesn't matter. Okay? So that's my entry. How's that? That's a badass RTR. I don't see anybody top that. I'm just kidding. I can't enter in my own contest. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fair, because unless somebody has a badder asser RTR than this one, which I haven't seen yet, I would win hands down. Because I do have probably one of the baddest badder asser RTR scrub rookie 8-skill Nitro muggy, chuggy, stadium, whatever you want to call it, okay, that I've ever seen. Okay? But is it a race kit? Hell no. When I race this thing? Probably, but it probably wouldn't last too long. Okay? Because it's an RTR, man. It's ready to run. It's not ready to race. Now, this puppy here? Oh, yeah. Oh, she would spank that ass on any track. Okay? This one here? Oh, hell yeah. She would spank that ass, too. The Mugen MBX5? Look at that. I know rookie engine in there. That's a R5R Team Edition Reds. Modified. Any questions, son? Anyway, look at that. We got the Techno over here. And look, it ain't got no rookie. Look at that. This is a race kit, man. You can race it, bash it, do whatever you want with it. Yeah, Again, there's another race kit. Okay? This one, not next running video that I do won't be of the Techno. I'm going to run because I did run it already when you've seen on that last video when I was helping out the newbie. But I didn't get the chance to film any of it because, as you guys know, the bump box belt took a crap. So I'm going to use this Duratrax one, which works. It's a decent. This Duratrax, man, if you're a newbie and you don't got a lot of money, here you go. Duratrax right here. Is it the best bump box, or is it anything special? Hell no. But it's got dual engine 750s, I believe, in it. Okay? Doesn't have the best mounts in here, but it will work. You know, and if you can't afford much, this is a good little box. I've had this box, geez, years. I don't know, 3 years, 4 years now. It still works great. And look, I've never replaced the belt on this, so I don't know. Maybe I didn't tighten up my dynamite box belt last time I maintenanced it, because I took it apart and re-oiled the bearings and everything. You know, I recommend keeping up on your bump box, but for whatever reason, that belt just took a shit, stripped out on me. So I've got another one ordered. I've already got I've got extra wheels. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the wheel. These low-C wheels, there's the part number. Pause, because I ain't going to read it. Will fit on the dynamite. Okay. They're only like, I don't know, $4, $5. They're pretty cheap. But you're paying $3 for the shipping. But anyway, the low-C, all the low-C stuff that come on the low-C box, like the wheels and the belts, they'll all fit the dynamite. This dynamite, remember, it's made by Horizon, because Horizon owns dynamite, just like low-C. So these boxes are identical to the low-C boxes, except for the mounts. Okay, it's the only difference. Anyway, so the contest, like I said, I'm giving away an engine. I'm not sure still which one I'm going to give away. I have an extra Elite. I have an extra one of these, but the purple-headed one. Or I might give away a P5. Who knows? I might give away you know, my LRP. I don't really care. I mean, I've got plenty of motors, and I've got more motors coming. I've got 3 more Italian motors. They're going to be coming in the next few months. They're all going to be modded. I'm not going to even get them and unbox them. I'm not going to do the unboxing until they're modded. Speaking of modded, okay, I want to talk to you guys about why I chose Lance Heidman at rcrenew. Okay, I have motors, as you guys know, both from Rick and for Lance. And I'm going to show you one of Rick's motors right now. And this isn't a video to talk bad about Rick. Okay, I've known Rick for a while. I don't know him personally, but as far as him modding my motors, talk to him on the phone, you know, periodically over the years. Okay, and he's done 3 of my motors. But one of my motors that he did, I had an issue with, and now I have a real huge issue. But before I get into that, I want to show you guys proof, like I always do, and evidence of why I chose Lance, and why Lance will be the only one modding my motors from now on. I wish Rick the best of luck, and I hope the best for him. I just choose Lance because of a lot of different reasons. A lot of them I've shared them with you. Like I said, I have both motors, Rick's and Lance's modded motors. 2 of them I have, the Novarossi 28.8s, which are exactly the same engine. Okay, just modded by 2 different guys. And I will tell you that this one here, that's in the Techno right now, the 28.8 that's modded by Lance, is next level over the one that Rick did. Okay, which is the one that's actually in the XTM Muggy right now. Okay, and I might keep it in the Muggy. Remember, I have my modded LRP .32 that I'm going to be getting my crank back soon, because one of my brothers did me a favor, and because I didn't have the equipment to do it, and he tapped out my crank, because remember that crank on the LRP .32 stripped out the end of it. It's the only thing that was wrong with it. I'm going to put it back together, and we're going to run that motor again. We're gonna run that motor. Either it's gonna blow up, because we're gonna scream the hell out of it. It's either gonna blow up, or it's gonna, you know, do some work. Okay, I put a lot of money into it. I can't just let it sit around. Many times you guys heard I wasn't sure what I was gonna do with it, whether I was gonna retire it, but I invested too much money in it. You know, that with the modifications, because it is modded by RCR, by Lance Heidman at RCR. So, you know, I need to run it and just, you know, get the most that I can out of it. But anyway, to get back to what we're talking to, you know, Lance sent me this, And you guys can go look it up. It's called Neo Buggy. They're a magazine that does they give you current, like, what's going on in nitro and stuff and so forth. So anyway, Lance Heidman, okay, he's the one that owns rcrenew, and I'll read you this. This is a letter that Pico put in this magazine about Lance. It says Triton RC will no longer, this is a while back, but Triton RC will no longer distribute the Pico brand in the US. Instead, they will now bring their own engine line to the market. Triton RC Renew owner Lance Heidman has worked closely with Pico the last 3 years, not only as the U.S. distributor, but also helping them develop new off-road engines for the brand, going way beyond the duties of a distributor. It only made sense to both Pico and Triton to make this move. Lance Heidman says, being so heavily involved, it only made sense that I focus all the attention to my own brand of engines. This will allow me to further improve and implement my proprietary designs, as well as expand my engine line up in the future. Working with Pico has been great, and our relationship is stronger than ever, and I am thankful for the friendship we have made. I am glad I was able to be a part of helping bring Pico back in the U.S. off-road realm. Now I look forward to introducing my Triton engine line to the RC world. Pico says, we would like to thank Lance for representing our brand in the U.S. the last 3 years. Lance is not only a good businessman, but also highly skilled in two-stroke RC engine designs and very passionate about his work. This drive, passion, and knowledge has led him to develop his own engine line, and we wish him all his deserved success. Any questions? There's proof. Okay, like I said, I don't just talk shit out my ass like a lot of people do. I give you proof and evidence. Go look that up. Neon Buggy, that was a letter that Pico put out in that magazine commending Lance. That's one of the many reasons that I've chose Lance. Okay, and like I said, I've known Lance for well over a year. Did a lot of research on this guy before I even sent him my motors. Okay, and obviously I have his motors, and I know that they outperform RB mods. Because like I said, I have 28.8 Rex Legend modded by Lance, and I have another one that's in here, modded by Rick. Now, am I saying that Rick's work that he did on my Rex Legend isn't any good? No. It's good. It rips. That 28.8 that's in here, the one that Rick did, man, that thing's, it's a badass. It's a badass engine. But the one that Lance did here, that's next level, man. Completely, totally. That thing, it was outperforming Rick's engine right when it got broken in. I mean, and it's still not even broken in. This engine right here doesn't even have a gallon through it. Barely. Maybe. Close. Okay? The one that Rick did, this one here's got like 5 gallons through it now. And it like I said, it's a badass. But compared to the one that Lance did, it's a different level. Now, a lot of you guys don't know this, and this is the first time I'm putting this on video. The last time that I ran my Pico, okay, not on video. I don't remember if I did video or not that time. This motor snapped the connecting rod. Now this is the engine that Rick Brake did at RB Mods. He modified this Pico. Okay, this is the P328 you guys have seen me run. Now I want to tell you guys something before I get into this. When I got this motor, okay, this engine, okay, what, year ago? I think it was about a year ago now. I've had it for a year. When I first got it, I didn't know a lot about mods, because these ones that I got by Rick were my first mods. So I didn't know a lot what to look for and what I was looking at, okay? And either do a lot of people, and that's one of the common threads. A lot of people don't. That's why I tell you, man, do your homework. If I would have done my homework, I would have found out what I'm going to reveal to you guys a long time ago. Only reason I found out is because I snapped a connecting rod, and I pulled apart this motor one time before, but like I said, a year ago I didn't know really what I was looking at. Now, a year later, okay, I know what mod it is and what it isn't, and, you know, and I learned a lot of that from thanks to Lance. Shout out to Lance, Headman, man. That guy, anytime I need anything from him, or I got a question, man, I call him up, and he's never steered me wrong. Matter of fact, it's cool because these motors are no longer available. They're discontinued. There's one other one a good friend of mine has. His name is Chris. His channel is 1/5 RC. Okay, go check out his channel. I don't know if he's done anything current, but he's a really great guy, close nitro brother of mine. He has one of these engines brand new. Okay, we're trying to work out a deal, and more than likely, sooner or later, I will be getting it because I want another one of these. Okay, now am I blaming the connecting rod snapping? Here it is right there. Look at that. And it was a clean snap. Really crazy. Was I running it lean? No. If it was lean, look, does that look lean to you? No. Here's the button head. Does that look lean to you? If it was lean, it would be shiny and chrome color. It wouldn't be dark chocolate like that. Okay, look at the ports. Does that look lean to you? Look how port. Actually, you could tell how rich I run my shit. Okay? Look at that. Okay? So, anyway, I am going to get another one of these. Now, another thing, you know, shout out to Lance. You can't find parts for these things. It's almost impossible because they don't make them anymore. These P3s are discontinued. Okay? Lance has one connecting rod for this engine that he's holding for me. So he's going to hook me up. Plus, when I send him my new one, he is also going to hook me up doing the modifying, and he's going to throw ceramic bearings in the other Pico. And I mean, that Pico that I'm going to get done by Lance, that's the same as this motor, but when Lance does that Pico, I guarantee you, I already know that motor is going to be badderasser than this or any motor I have. Okay? That motor might even spank that ass on LRP.32, depending on what Lance does to it. I'm telling him go full tilt. I want that thing just beast mode. Full beast mode. Don't hold back. Drag mod, whatever you got to do to it. So anyway, when I opened this engine up, I was very, very disappointed. Obviously, Rick modded this. Now, I'm going to show you why I was disappointed. Am I disappointed because the connecting rod broke? Hell yeah, I'm disappointed. I almost cried. This is only my second engine that I've had snap a connecting rod. You guys know that the other one that I had, my first one, was the one that that came in the XTM. It's an XTM 24.7. Basically, it's like a .25. Pull start bullshit. Okay? That was my first, and that one threw a rod right through the side of the block. Through the connecting rod. Okay? This one didn't. It just snapped off pretty clean. There was no damage done, thank God, to this engine. Although you can see the scar. You guys see that? See the little scar on the side of the sleeve? But that's not a big deal. That can be smoothed out. I mean, everything else is fine. It just needs a new connecting rod and it's good to go. But when I opened it up, I started looking at this. And like I said, last time when I looked at this a year ago, I didn't really know what I was looking for. And I'm going to show you. And this is just what, I'm going to let you guys be the judge. Especially guys out there that know. Okay? A lot of you newbies, a lot of you rookies, you don't know. No offense, but you don't know shit from Shinola. You're too new. And hopefully you will learn. When you get a motor modified, I don't care who does it, open it up, know what to look for, go watch some videos, ask somebody, whatever. Know what modded and stock look like. Okay? I should have recognized it when I first got this back, but like I said, I didn't know what I was looking for. So as I opened this up, because the connecting rod broke, much to my disappointment, this motor was barely touched. Rick at RB Mods, he didn't really do anything to this motor. I know his work because he did a lot of work to my Nova Rossi 28.8. Now, none of my motors, this is the only one, is the Pico. And I'm going to tell you my theory of why this happened. And this is just my theory. It doesn't mean it's fact because I have no proof yet. But it makes a lot of sense to me. And especially from what Lance told me too. Remember, Lance worked for Pico. He knows Pico's better than anybody. So who else wouldn't I want to send a Pico engine to get modified by? Lance. And he's told me on numerous occasions, guys from AMR, guys from RW, they call him, which is funny, they call him asking him at one time, how do you mod a Pico? Because Picos are different motors. Just because you can mod the Nova Rossies and all these other motors, Picos are different. And that's why I want Lance to mod a brand new Pico. I don't know if I'm going to break it in or not. I might, because I've never broken one in. Remember, this came new out of the box. Or it didn't even come. I just sent it straight to Rick. But anyway, here I'll show you the sleeve. Okay, well, you tell me if you think this is modded. I will tell you right now, he didn't touch this sleeve. And that's abnormal for Rick. Rick is known for doing a lot of crazy fan work. Fangs, which is these little, they call them fangs. These little parts that come down off the ports. Rick is known for that. And on my 28.8 Rex Legend, oh yeah, he did some serious port work. This Pico sleeve that he supposedly modded has not even been touched. It's stock. Look at it. Okay. You are looking, this is the exhaust port. Okay, we'll start at the exhaust port. Do you see any mods there? None. There's look at those fangs are completely stock. Stock. None whatsoever. I'm wondering if that's where something chipped off and seized the engine. See, guys, can you see that? See that little notch in the port? I noticed that. It's like a little piece missing. Or something came off. That could have been what caused it to seize. I don't know. Look. There you go. Look it. Do you see any? Come on. I mean, you don't even have to know really a lot about mod. There's no port work done to this thing. Anybody that knows anything about mods? Look. So I just did a full spin of that motor. Nothing. Completely bone stock. Piston? Well, we already know Rick doesn't do a lot of piston work. Bone stock piston. Nothing. Here's the back plate. There's the button head. I mean, look at that. That's not running lean. I mean, that's pretty rich. Now let me show you the crank. First off, look. No crank fill. There's not crank fill at all. Now some people say, well, because of the way the crank is, it's designed, it doesn't matter. When you mod an engine, unless you don't know what you're doing, which I assume Rick does, you crank fill it. Because what you want to do, look, that crank isn't completely smooth. It still has a little notch in it. You know what I'm saying? See that little bump in it? When you ramp them, you totally smooth that out. Okay? And that just, everything flows better. Now look at, I know he signs his cranks. He signed this one. Okay? It's got his signature on it. You can see right there, Rick Brake. And he did a little bit of crank work to it. You can tell. There's a little bit of crank work done. Okay? A little bit here. And then, you know, a little bit here. But not much. So I paid $100 for that signature. Look. Rick Brake. Nothing done in there. Stock. So I paid $100. Now, did I call Rick and tell him about that? There's no reason for me to. Why? What are we going to do? Argue? He's going to give me a free modding? I don't want mods from Rick anymore because of this. You know? Am I saying that Rick's an evil guy and Rick's shady and Rick's, you know, a crook? And no, I am not saying any of that. Like I said, you guys be the judge. I just give you guys the evidence and the facts and present that to you. You guys be the judge of Rick. I just will tell you, like I said, I mean, there's really no reason for me to get any motors modded from Rick anyway. And it's not just because of that, because of this incident. Okay, and I'm not blaming my connecting rod snapping on him. Could be, could not be his work. I don't know. I mean, he didn't really do that much work or do hardly any work. If you look at that engine, I just showed you everything. The only thing that has minimal work done on it is the crank. Okay? Am I an expert? No. But I know enough now, a year later, that motor, this engine, was not modified. You can tell me what you want. I heard people say Rick has 27 different mods, whatever. Okay, whatever the 27, 34, whatever mods that he has, he didn't do any of them on my engine. And I've never heard of anybody just modding the crank. That's it. Now the theory that I have, and I know Lance mentioned this too, a lot of people out there don't know how to modify Pico motors. Because obviously, when you don't know how to modify a Pico motor, then how much modding are you going to do to it, or do any at all? And like I said, Lance, I have proof of an RCR modified by Lance, 28.8 Rex Legend, and I have one also modified by Rick. Okay, and the one that I have modified by Lance, and when I sent this one to Rick, I told him that this 28.8 Rex Legend, I wanted this thing nasty. Give me the nastiest, meanest, badderassest mod you got. And if that's what he did to it, okay, because that's what I told him, okay, I didn't say whatever special code or whatever for him to know what mod you want. I said I put it on the stickies that I put on the motors that I sent to him, what I want done to the motors. I wanted this 28.8 as nasty, torquey, badass as you can make it. And I did the same to Lance. And like I said, I ran them both, and the one that Lance did outperforms the one that Rick did. Hands down, period. Does it totally walk away and smoke it? No, but it outperforms it, and I can tell the difference. Okay? So if you want next level modding, based on the evidence and the facts that I presented to you, you decide who you want. If you want to go with Rick at RB Mods, go ahead. Even for $50 a mod, I wouldn't even get a mod from him now for free. And I'm just keeping it as real as I can. Do I hate Rick? Do I have a beef with Rick? No. It is what it is. Am I disappointed in that one engine? Yes. Am I happy with the other two he did? Which is that? Yes, I am. And am I happy also with the reds that he did? Because he did this one too. My R5R? Yes, I am. These two motors, I'm happy. Now, are they like the baddest mods ever? No, because I haven't had any motor. If I get another one of these, and I do have another one, even though it's a little different. If I get hold of another one like these, you can bet your ass I'm going to send it to Lance. Okay? And that'll give me just further evidence of Lance's modding being better. And also, since I have the P3, when I get Lance is going to hook me up with a crank. So this one that Rick really didn't mod, or semi-mod, whatever you want to call it, this one will run again. Because even with the slight mods, it's a badass motor. So I can't imagine, and I will find out, and we will run them against each other when I get the other P3 modded by Lance. I will compare it to Rick's, and I will give you again further proof that Lance's modifying is next level above Rick.